With the shooting in Newtown and the president's recent attempts to put an end to gun violence, demand at a local fingerprinting location has skyrocketed. News 18's Brittany Tyner reports one business has been working overtime.
It's just been unbelievably busier than I have ever seen it.
Sue Zwires owns Sue & Associates, a medical examination business which also provides fingerprinting for the state. She says normally teachers and people working in childcare at financial institutions come in to get their fingerprints scanned. However, lately, the clientele is mostly made up of people wanting a gun permit, which also requires fingerprinting. So Zwires and the state were forced to take action.
People have contacted us to increase our hours to help make up for the surge that we have had.
Zwires says the state is expecting the surge to last 6 to 8 months. She says the demand for permits always increases throughout the holidays, but this year was unusually busy. She traces it to the Newtown school shooting, along with President Barack Obama's recent efforts to stop gun violence.
I believe that has just really convinced some people that were on the fence of whether they wanted a gun permit or not. This kind of pushed them off to the side and made them decide that they wanted to do that.
If people do decide they want to get a gun permit, there's more to the process than just getting their fingerprints scanned. Sergeant Kim Riley with the Indiana State Police says people must start with their local law enforcement agency.
If you live in Lafayette or West Lafayette, you go to the chief of police and get the form from them, and there's certain fees that they require. And then if you live out in the county, you go to the Sheriff's Department and get the application, or you can actually go online now with the state of Indiana and apply for a license that way.
Then you have to get your fingerprints scanned. Riley says the law enforcement agencies will use the prints to run background checks. So if you've had a problem in the past, don't expect a gun permit.
A person is not eligible to get a firearms permit if they've had a Class A or a Class B felony against them, and or they have committed a crime, which is a felony where a gun was used in the process of the crime.
Riley says once you have a gun permit, it's still illegal to carry that gun on school property or at the airport. As for Zwires, her best advice is to make sure you have the proper paperwork filled out before going to get your fingerprints scanned.
That will also allow them to set an appointment, and then that day that appointment list is pushed to us, so we really don't know who's on there until that day.
Zwires says the state controls the process. She's just trying to keep up with the demand. Brittany Tyner, News 18.